My name is Kara Lay. I am the scholarship coordinator for the Lead Academy of Santa Rosa. We got a lot of frequently asked questions. I've got Mr. Lay in here with me, and he's going to ask me some of the questions that I know that the front office hears from you guys and that I hear from you guys, and just see if we can't help you guys find a better resource and the answers that you guys need. However, gives you guys once again back the power to make these choices that are best for your child and their education. So go ahead, Mr. Lay, hit me.
All right. Well, one of the frequently asked questions this time of the year at the Lead Academy is, does Step Up take applications from K-4 student parents?
And unfortunately, they do not. Now, if it is a current K-4 student that is going to be in kindergarten next year, they do take applications for kindergarten. But if you have a 3-year-old that is going to be in K-4 here at the Lead Academy next year, they do not take applications for those students. That doesn't start until they are 5 years old as of September 1st and in kindergarten, going into kindergarten.
Well, I'm confident you have made a bunch of parents sad, but some of them happy if they have K-4 students going into kindergarten.
Right.
Next question. Our families applied last year. Many of our families applied last year, and they love paperwork, but do they have to do reapply? Do they have to do over and do better in that regard?
Yes. It's very, very important for each and every one of you families that currently hold a Step Up slot that you understand that we are coming quickly to the deadline of January 31st of you taking priority. After January 31st, they are going to open it up to these new families, and renewal families will no longer take priority. You'll just get in line with everyone else. So please, please, please make sure that you have put your renewal in, that you understand that each year as your income changes, your situation changes, the number of people in your household changes, that affects your scholarship. So plan accordingly. If you know that you have a major change in income, you're going to have to understand when you put that application in that will affect your ability to get the scholarship and or the amount of scholarship that you get. But very important, each family has to renew each year.
All right. Well, since I've got to reapply, can somebody in the office, can you help, or can Ms. Guidry or Ms. King do it for me?
Right. Well, that's what we're having this little Q&A for, and these examples, and we're trying to show y'all some stuff on the website because it's actually against the law for any scholarship administrator, any facilitator, any school administrator to enter into your system or your application in any way, shape, or form. We could lose funding for our school. We could lose funding for the current students that we have if that were the case. That doesn't mean that we can't answer questions. I know some of you guys have technical difficulties entering into the program and things like that. I have no problem with that. But when it comes to what you should put on your application, that's your application, and we cannot enter into it. We cannot have your login information. We can't have your passwords. That is absolutely against the law. And so please just always make sure you understand many of the forms you need are going to be on the website that we've talked about, the link that you can get through our website, as well as under the Florida Department of Education School of Choice, because that's what this is. But it's your choice. It's not our choice. So we want to make sure that you understand it's your responsibility, and it's it's your privilege to be able to apply for this.
Okay, so families individually have to take ownership for their own application. Give me a quick where to go for that.
Okay, so when you're on, when you go to Google and you're just going to put Step Up for Students into your search engine, when you pull up Step Up for Students, it's going to be called the FTC, the Florida Tax Credit Scholarship. But under that scholarship, there's a whole bunch of things that fall under that scholarship. So you are looking for the Step Up for Students scholarship, and that's the one that we facilitate here. We do other scholarships, however, those are more individual. This is a large group of our students here. It affects a large group of our students here. So when you're on here, you'll look at for parents, and it will tell you everything you need to know. And renewal families or new families, it will tell you everything you need to know about where you need to go and how you need to do it.
Very good. Well, if I am fortunate enough for my family to qualify for this scholarship, then what's going to be my obligation? What does Florida law say that I must do to keep this scholarship?
And I think that this is a really important thing that we need to talk about, because sometimes as parents, it becomes difficult to really understand what a school of choice is. But with a school of choice, we have been given a lot of guidelines to go by for accepting the Step Up for Students scholarship, and we have to make sure that you guys do this, because if you're not doing these things, they ask us, and we have to report that. If we don't, we could cost other students their scholarship. So you're going to want to ensure that your child, this is very, very important for our current families, you're going to want to make sure that your child is adhering to the attendance policy. Okay, we've had some issues with that here and there. The reason that that's very important is because myself, as the scholarship administrator, I have to go on each grading period, each time we get a check, and I have to verify these checks. And when they see that your kid has 18 tardies and 3 unexcused absences, they ask questions. Tardies matter, attendance matters, and when we put that policy in place and we become very strict with it, which we're going to do in the 1920 school year, that gets reported to Step Up. And when you as a parent have not had your child here on time, the attendance policy has been violated, that is going to be between you and Step Up what they choose to do about it, okay? Here, what we're most worried about is that your child's missing instruction and missing the classroom time and time with their classmates. But Step Up is very, very serious about the attendance policy, and they don't want people taking advantage of that. So I want to make sure to give that warning, because they're really buckling down on it, and we are going to do that here as well, okay? The last thing is, and very, very important thing to do, is that you have to ensure that you come and sign your check in a timely manner. So when we get those checks, you're going to get a notification that we have received your child's check, and you're going to need to come down and endorse it for us within 3 days, okay? If not, we're going to add a late fee. That's just something that Step Up requires, the state requires, and that we also require, because that is the tuition for your child to come to school, and that's the right thing to do. So with all that said, those are your requirements as a parent, and it really does matter to Step Up whether or not you're doing those things.
Very good. Well, so I have applied and have been fortunate enough to receive the scholarship. What about some expenses that are covered by the scholarship? Does it cover my lunch? Does it cover my uniform? Give me a brief on what it covers, the scholarship actually covers.
Okay, each year we kind of meet together as a team here at Lead Academy, and we've been doing the scholarship now for 5 years, and what we always wanted to make sure was covered was tuition and extended learning day. Those are two things that are direct instruction things. One's direct instruction with a group, one's direct instruction with individuals, and many times over the years we found that all students here, not scholarship students, all students here need some individual instruction, and that's what we get with our extended learning day. And so those are the two things that we have chosen to use our funding for. That is what is looked upon highly by Step Up. Step Up really wants us to focus on the academic portion of things. And the other thing that they allow for funding on is transportation. Transportation is not something that we've broached yet. I do believe that will come someday soon as Lead Academy continues to grow. But those are the things that we have chosen as Lead Academy to cover, those fees of tuition and the fees of extended learning day, and everything else is going to be up to you as a parent.